Hello, family. Welcome to another session of MathsFanatics247. On this question, we are going to be looking at a cubic function. Okay, so on a cubic function, we are given the graph of f of x being drawn here, which is this cubic function. And then they say what? A and B are turning points. So this is my first turning point. B is my second turning point, right? And C is the y-intercept. So C is the y-intercept. So it's found there. Okay. G of x equals to mx plus c is a tangent to the graph of f at C. So this is a tangency point here at C. We need to remember this. Okay, let me just circle it like this to remember it. The point of tangency. Okay. Then D is the intersection of f and g. We can see that this is a point of intersection, right? Awesome. So the first question wants us to determine the coordinates of x-intercept of f. Okay, the coordinates of x-intercept of f. Okay, remember, for x-intercept, we're going to make y 0, right? So this part must be 0. So 10.1.1. I'm going to have 0 equals to x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8x minus 12. Okay, and then we need to go to a calculator to get at least one factor of this graph. I'll show you how we do that now. Okay, so what you do, you go to mode, and then you need table. Some calculators, the table is on number 3, but mine is on 7. So if you're using a black cashew, it will be on 3, I think. Okay, sharp. And then we're going to type in our f of x now, which is, let's see, alpha x, and then cubed. Alpha x, and then cubed, and then plus 5 alpha x squared minus 8 alpha x minus 12. Okay, and then you press equals to. And then it will ask you for g of x, of which we don't need. So we're going to skip it by pressing an equal sign. It's asking you where are you going to start. This is how you decide where you should be starting. The last number tells you the D, basically the number without a letter X, gives you a hint of where to start and where to end. So for example, the biggest number that can go there is what? It's 6, right? Accept it. Obviously, the biggest number that can go into 12 is 12, but the second biggest number is what? It's 6. So it means we're going to start at -6. So you do plus minus here. So you're starting at -6 and ending at 6. Okay. So -6 and 6. Step always 1. Okay, perfect. So we're going to look for where we get a 0. Perfect. And then if I check here, I'm already getting a 0 when x is 6. Sharp. So this tells me something. It tells me that f at -6 equals to 0, right? Here it says when x is this, the y value is that. Do you see? Awesome. So now this tells me that x equals to -6 is a 0. Then what you do, you're going to take it back that side. Do you say, therefore, x, you take the 6 that side, so it's going to be plus 6, you see, is a factor. These steps are all important. Does make sense? Where you get 0, you show that f at whatever you have, in this case is -6. I show that the answer is 0, you see. Good. And then obviously the x value is -6, so x equals to -6 is going to be a 0. Okay. Therefore, you always take it that side to join the x. Ne? The sign will always change, basically. So x plus 6 is a fact. Okay. Therefore, we can do this. Therefore, 0 equals to x plus 6. Right. Then we know that here. I'll show you something now. Ne? Let's do this. Let's change the colors. Sharp. I know that this term ne, is given by this one and that one here. So when I multiply this and that, I must get the first term. Okay. So here I already have x. Obviously, this must be x squared. So that when I multiply them, they're going to give me that term, which is x cubed. So x times x squared is x cubed. Ne? Same way, the last term, which is negative 12. Let me write it here so that you can see it properly. Negative 12 is given by the last term in this bracket and the last term in that bracket. So I have already have positive 6 here. So the last term must be negative 2. So that positive 6 multiplied by negative 2 will give me the negative 12. Okay, I hope that part makes sense. So now, okay, for it to make sense more, let me write it again here. No? The only tricky thing is to get the middle term. No? 8x minus 12. Okay. Sharp, I'll show you what to do. So to get the middle term now, you have to choose either this term or that term. It's your choice which one you are going to choose, but you have to choose something. Okay, me, I always prefer to choose this part, ne? This part, the one with x squared. Ne? Okay, I know that the number is going to be, the variable is going to be x. I just don't know the value that is going to come here. Ne? But now let's check which ones are going to give us x squared. We need the ones that are going to give us x squared when we multiply them. Obviously, the first one is this one and that one will give us x squared when we multiply. Then the last ones are this one and that one. So it's the first and the second, because this times that will be x squared, this times that will be x squared. You see, the reason why I need x squared is because of this part here. Ne? Sharp. This one is already complete. You see, positive 6 times that will give me 6x squared. Do you see it? But I need the final answer to be positive 5x squared. So obviously here I must have negative 1x squared. So that when I add this one and that one will give me positive 5x squared. Do you see it? So obviously here I can see that I just have to input negative 1 so that when I multiply this and that, I'm going to get that. Do we get it? Perfect. Which means our equation is x equals to x plus 6, right? And then you have x squared minus 1x minus 2, right? Then you separate the two brackets. So here you're going to have x plus 6 equals to 0. Or, remember I said if you have two brackets and a 0, you can always separate the brackets, right? X squared minus 1x minus 2 equals to 0, right? So here I'm going to have therefore x equals to negative 6, right? Here you can use, if you want to, you can use quadratic formula, but to save time, I'm not going to use it, right? To save time, I'm not going to use it. Let's see now. We're going to have two brackets equals to 0. X squared breaks to x and x. This one breaks to negative 2 and positive 1. Therefore, x equals to 2 or x equals to negative 1. Okay, now you need to write your intercepts in point form. Ne? You always need to write your intercept in point form. Okay, now let's see. This one here will be which one? The smallest one, right? Which is this one. So here I basically have negative 6 coordinate 0. Ne? Sharp. And then here I have, for this one here, I have what? Negative 1 coordinate 0, right? Then for this one here, I have 2, coordinate 0. You always, if the question is asking for intercepts or coordinates of something, your answer must be in point form. They're basically asking you for a point, okay? And that's it about this question. We can now move to 10.1.2, okay?